This video is going to be a little bit more serious. So recently I was going on Twitter and scrolling through different things, and I came across this video linked to YouTube of this guy creating a new tag called the fear tag. And as he pointed out, and I'll go ahead and point out, that sounds a little menacing. It doesn't sound very friendly and welcoming and colorful and sunny as a lot of YouTube videos tend to be. But he was also pointing out it actually can be, it's actually not negative, and that talking about our fears is something that can be very positive and a very positive encouragement to other people to talk about their fears. The tag is to tell your greatest fear, and that's it. That's the tag. And maybe my second greatest fear would be telling people my greatest fear. Because, yeah. But I really think it's something that can be an encouragement to a lot of people. I've never liked the idea or the culture that pushes people to keep things that may be uncomfortable in their lives or in their head to themselves. I'm much more a believer in sharing how you feel and creating a safe environment for people to share what they struggle with, no matter what that may be. So, as a propitiation of that ideology, I'm gonna do it and stop procrastinating. Okay. My greatest fear, which may be evident, is that I'll be alone. Which maybe not in the way, not to mean that I'll end up not married or not in a relationship, and not to mean that everyone I love will die, more like everyone that I'm friends with and that I know now will find something repulsive in me and therefore reject me as a friend and confident, and then I'll find myself alone in the middle of my greatest need for support, emotional support, which is of course illogical, because fears are like that, aren't they? They're not logical. I've heard a lot of people talking about things like, oh, my greatest fear is the dark or dying, and that always really interests me, because I think fears have become a bit of a cliche where you're used to hearing, oh, my greatest, like somebody saying, oh, my greatest fear is to be alone, or to be, in the dark, or to be to death, and you hear those like concepts, but I don't think you hear a lot of people talking about that actually is their greatest fear and explaining why. Like, I had gotten so used to the idea that being afraid of the dark or being afraid of death was just sort of like a cliche fear, and maybe not really one that a lot of people struggled with. But then I've heard, as more people come out with their fears, that that's a really big fear for some people. And I realized being alone may be one of those fears that people know is a fear, but they almost don't really realize that it's really something that people deal with. So, obviously that's where a lot of my anxiety can come from. Obviously that's maybe where some of my pursuit of YouTube and Instagram might come from. I like making people like me and getting a lot of people that I know like me. But in some sense, that's not really ever going to be fulfilling completely, because most people that are just followers or subscribers to people only see like half of me. Like, if people are followers or subscribers to people, they only see half of them. They only see the side that I choose to show them. Really, and I really on some level know that. And so I have to make, a few good, close friends that I know will really be there for me. In some ways, friendship just seems weird to me. It's a little hard to get my head around that people are just there for you, that they just, like, I'm like, is it some kind of competition? Is it like a thing where you have to look better than the other person? But I know that it's not. But why do people choose you over somebody else? And like, I psychoanalyze the whole thing way too much. Anyway, that's my greatest fear. And thank you for hearing it. I think this tag is a great idea. Thank you so much for making this tag. And I also would like to tag Hannah Olsen. And by the way, guys, I'm just gonna say, if I'm tagging you and you don't want to do the tag, you don't have to do the tag. I just think it's a really cool tag, and I'm tagging some people I think might like to do it. Hannah Olsen, Corky Quinn, and Miss M. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you could. And we are epic heroes, and every single day of our lives, you're awesome. Bye!